Hey guys, I am about to dive into working on my men's beanie crochet course this afternoon, and I wanted to give you a little behind the scenes. As you can tell, I've got a little scratchy in my throat, so I'm not sure if I'm going to shoot more videos today. Maybe if I drink some tea, but I don't want to make it worse. So today is November 8th. I wrote, let's see, I can show you. I wrote the outline for this course back in October, like chicken scratch and notes everywhere. I just sat down one night and wrote down the outline. This has been gestating since September, 2 months probably. But I've taught lots and lots of people how to crochet beanies. So it's not a new thing to teach. It's just new to put it in an online course instead of just sitting down next to somebody and making it. So I wanted to show you what my office looks like right now. It is a freaking mess. So here we have some yarn. I did an unboxing video earlier. I'm probably going to make a couple beanies to feature in the course with said yarn. Here's a pile of beanies that are going to be in the course. I made a video showing a few of them. We've got stripes and fold up brim and pom-poms and different stripes and different stripes. So this has been my backdrop, so it's fairly organized. Oh, by the way, this has nothing to do with the course, but this is a new design I'm just making in my free time, this little basket, which I'm loving. I've got my chair here in the middle of the room. I had my camera sitting on here. And then we have the Gus in his crate because he's trying not to ruin my videos. And then we have dun dun dun, huge disaster over here. We have my shawl that I usually have on my chair in case I get cold. This beanie, which is going to be part of the course, but it's too big, and I need to rip it out all the way back up here to make it look like I want it to look. I just have some random yarn and supplies. Here's my pom-pom maker. So this is what it looks like to do an online beanie course. Aren't you glad I showed you? So I've got my course outlined. I've got a bunch of beanies crocheted, but not all that I want to crochet for the course. And I need to take some photos. Oh, and I have the sales page pretty much written. I had my mom check over it for me because she's a really good writer. And I was like, does it sound okay, Mom? Does it sound persuasive? Do you think people want to buy it? She's like, yeah, I think it's great. So I feel good about that. Mom's stamp of approval. So to finish the sales page and start making sales, I'm actually going to open the course and start selling it before it's totally ready. So people are going to get a discount if they sign up early, like an early bird special. So I need to have some photos, some nice photos of these beanies. And I'm thinking about just taking their picture on the floor in my house. And I hope I don't regret this. I love my floor. I don't want it to look like I threw them on the floor and took a picture. So we'll see how that looks. I also have just a white backdrop, but I think that's kind of boring. So I might just do the floor. But first I need to vacuum and get all the dog hair off the floor so that it doesn't get on my beanies. All right, I'm going to try to take some of these photos. I've got this lamp on and the natural light coming from this window. And I'm going to put the hat in the brighter spot here on the floor and see how I like it. Okay, this is what I think I'm going to do. I decided that I don't really love how it looks to have the hat in the brightest spot on the floor because the brightness in the photo is way more over here. So I moved it up here to kind of like the medium bright spot on the floor. And I think when you get up close, it looks pretty even. So I'm not really an expert in photography. I just know what I like and I just do that. So I don't know if that's a good tip that you might find useful, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm kind of liking this spot on the floor, but then I look over here at this plant and I'm like, good gracious. probably it's going to be way more important for me to like trim some of these dead leaves off this plant than to actually take photos of my beanies, right? Oh my goodness. I mean, clearly that needed to be done. This plant is looking so much better now. Obviously, that was more important than taking photos of my beanies. This was an emergency. So actually, I'm only kind of joking about my plant trimming emergency in the middle of this photo shoot. Like, I've been playing with this, like most people would call that procrastinating, right? But for me, like when I'm being creative, procrastinating is a lot of times I need extra time to like let things kind of percolate and sink in. So I've decided to kind of go with it when I feel the urge to trim a plant in the middle of work. Maybe I just needed a few more moments to breathe. Or now the lighting has changed, actually. It's cloudy outside, so the natural light coming in the window might be different for this little photo shoot. It might be better. I don't know. But anyway, that's just something that I've been playing with lately, is not being so hard on myself for wanting to procrastinate, air quotes, something like this, because I think it really is part of the process. Like you can't do something creative in a really focused linear fashion all the time. And I think that is something in our culture that we don't acknowledge. So I didn't know I was going to get deep on this vlog, but here we go. Okay, back to trying to do the photo shoot again. Okay. Ooh, a big bird just flew by outside. I wish I could show that. I don't have I'm really into birds ever since I moved back to Montana. Well, that one flew by anyway, it's gone, but I wish I could get a really good camera with like a telephoto lens and like figure out how to photograph and video all the amazing birds around Montana. Maybe I'll figure it out one of these days. I feel like my existing camera just doesn't have the capacity to do it justice. Anyway, that was not what I was going to talk about. What I'm drinking? Bai Bubbles, grapefruit. It's not that good. But my mom gets some and I think she has the subscribe and save on Amazon. So she gets too many and she gives them to me sometimes. So I'll drink them when somebody gives them to me. Plus it has a little bit of caffeine that says it's like a cup of green tea. And I thought that might help me just finish up a few more things this afternoon. So I did get all my photos taken. I think it was like 6 or 7 beanies. I didn't even count how many there are. And, I guess I just want to mention that my inner critic was definitely talking to me. And by that, I mean that voice that's telling you, this isn't good enough. You don't even have a good enough camera. You don't know what you're doing. You're throwing these hats on the floor. It looks stupid. Like all kinds of stuff just chatting away at me the whole time. So that made I think if most people are honest, that is what happens when you are creating something. You're putting something out for public consumption. I do want all the photos to look very similar. And because of my limited photography skills, I don't know if like the background is going to look, that's why it's I suppose it's easier to do it on white sometimes. Although sometimes I take photos like the same day within 2 minutes of each other and the background looks grayish white and the other one looks reddish white. And it's the same background, same lighting, same day. So it's probably just my photography skills. And it's one of those things where done is better than perfect. And probably very few people who look at this page and are considering buying my program will be looking at the tint of the wooden background. They're going to be looking more at the actual hats, I think. So, I think what helps me get past that is when there's that voice that's talking. Sometimes I think it used to make me just want to give up and go like, this isn't good enough. I'm never going to be able to make anything decent to feel proud of. But now I'm like, you know what? Done is better than perfect. I'm going to take these photos and I'm going to put them on the page for now. And if I don't like them later, I will redo the whole thing. Because honestly, it took me between messing around and trimming my plant and whatever else. Oh boy, this plant needs a little trim right there too. I can just trim my entire, all the houseplants in my house. Yeah, but really, that took me something like half an hour, even with the vacuuming and the plant trimming. But editing will take at least another half an hour probably. There goes another bird. I don't know what it is. So I could reshoot all those photos on a white backdrop or, whatever I decide. If I decide I don't like it, I can redo them all down the road. It's okay, but it's so funny that my inner critic has chosen this photo thing to like drill in on me and like harp on me because like my number one best-selling listing on Etsy, I took in 2014 with my 2014 with my iPhone 6. And it still sells really well 5 years later, So like, yes, I look forward to the day when I will nail my photography even better, but it really is good enough as it is right now. It really is. So I hope that's helpful. If anybody here watching is, trying to do something creative, and you have that inner critic talking to you, I think those are some ways that I move forward through it and I don't let it stop me from doing what I want to do. So now to edit those photos, share them over to my computer, and then put them on the website and see how they look on the actual site. That will be how I'll know if they're usable or not. But like I said, I pretty much already decided I'm going to put them up there at this point, and then I will consider redoing them later on. So we shall see. So it's been like 2 weeks, maybe 3, since I last filmed an update for this behind the scenes video. I was getting so close a few days ago, or like 2 weeks ago, when I was taking all those photos and I showed you several little snippets of my process. And then I got sick. I was kind of sick that day. I think my voice was kind of low that day. And then it just got worse and it lasted like 2 weeks. So I wasn't really in a good place to like make videos and really think hard about how to write the different pieces of it and stuff. So anyway, it got a little bit delayed, but it's going to be okay. I actually just launched it for pre-order this morning. So it's happening. I didn't procrastinate. Sometimes when you have some momentum going and then you get derailed because of sickness or something, family stuff, who knows, life happens. It's easy to never come back to it. And that's a little bit what I was afraid of. But no, I kept going. I got through the sickness, and I don't have all the videos like recorded yet because I'm selling it for pre-order at the moment. And the videos people will get a discount for buying it early, and they'll have to wait a little bit to get all the videos. But since I last filmed an update, I did manage to crochet some new hats. So we have this one. I forget what I named all of these. I think I named this one something. Maybe I didn't yet. Anyway, I don't think I did. I think I still have to name this one, like what it's actually going to be. But basically, it's an easy stripe beanie with the pom-pom. And then we have an easy stripe beanie. Oh, I know I named this one. It's the Turner beanie. And it's an easy stripe beanie with a fold-up brim at the bottom, which I really like. And then we have this one I haven't named either. I just finished it last night. And it is a slouchy beanie. So it's going to fit, like, it's really long. It's going to fit really loose. So slouchy beanie with stripes and a fold-up brim situation. And this is behind the scenes video, so I'll show you this.
I didn't weave in all the ends. If you've ever done this type of thing with stripes, you know that there's a bunch of ends. You know, every time you change the colors, you've got like 2 ends to weave in. And I am not giving this to anybody to wear yet, so I'm just taking pictures of it. So when I take pictures, I just shove all of these in there, take the picture, and that's how it goes. So that is behind the scenes of Crochet Design Life. Sometimes you have these samples, like if I ever go to a market, which I don't that much, but if I do, I usually end up sitting and like weaving in these little ends before I start selling any to anybody. So anyway, that is a little sneak peek at a few of those that are coming. I've decided I'm going to have 15 patterns in the course. So all of these ones will be in there, as well as all the ones you've seen earlier in this video. I think that'll be a really good value, and it'll be interesting to see which ones people like and which ones people use, and like if people take what I teach in the course and run with it and make their own designs, or if they really like following my patterns exactly. Because I personally don't follow patterns very well, which is why it's like also with recipes, I always change something. Same with crochet patterns. I can't just follow the directions. So if you're like that, then you'll just get some inspiration and some ideas and just some how-tos to know, like, how do you make these stripes look so straight and perfect? You know, this is the back side, and you can see there's a little bit of a seam there, but it's seriously minimal, I should say. It's taken me a long time to figure that out. Maybe I already talked about that earlier in this video. Probably already showed you that on another hat, but I played around with that for a long time. So that's the kind of thing that you'll know if you decide to join me for the course. And yeah, since I know it's actually live now, I can say that when you see this video on YouTube, there will be a link down below to buy it. So go check it out. You might even be able to get it still on pre-order on sale. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how my schedule is going to work out with all of this. So yay, I'm excited. And you know, I feel like I should have taken a video of myself when I had like a messy bun, no makeup. I was in the middle. Like I should have done one yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it. You know, when I was in that phase of I'm coughing, I don't feel very good, I'm behind, you know, I'm struggling. That would have been a better, like a more honest, you know, behind the scenes take on it. But I just, you know, I don't feel like taking a video when I'm feeling sick and I'm kind of like bumping along. But maybe next time I'll give you a true sneak peek into all that part. But you can imagine it, right? You don't necessarily have to see a video. You can imagine it. So yeah, it's real. It's happening. It's live.